So the solar panel project, it was an initiative to help to integrate what the students were actually learning with some work experience with energy savings for the district.
During the beginning of this year, my principal asked me if I was interested in a week-long event that would introduce me to a workplace and give me experience installing solar panels.
It was just by volunteers. Who was interested in learning about this? Who was interested in doing some hands-on work? Who was interested in gaining some certification?
I wanted to do this because it was a good opportunity to learn more about solar panels and green electricity. Also, it was a cool experience being able to get different certificates.
We got certified for level 1 installation of solar panels from HESPV, and we got our fall arrest protection awareness certificates. So we are certified to be on roofs and install solar panels.
Before we were able to install the panels, we went to a seminar at the board office.
A really well put together solar 101 course with Ed Nags, who was our engineer.
Before you even thought about putting down the solar panels, you had to make sure the roof was structurally sound to hold all of the extra weight. So we got to learn all about what you had to do to reinforce the roof.
We had to spend a lot of time doing structural upgrades to make sure they could hold the weight of the roof. So that was a big key point to this.
I worked with 2 other students from Lucerne and 1 student from the Cusp Secondary School. We also worked with 2 of the maintenance people from SD10 and 1 electrician.
The project started on October 19th, and we started here at the elementary school installing the solar panels that are behind me. We then moved to Lucerne School.
We did all these solar panels for the school.
It was a great experience to learn what you have to do and how you have to do it, and what math you have to do to find solar midday.
My favorite part about the project was helping build the solar array. It's the kind of solar panels on an angle to collect the morning sunlight.
You want to get it as close to solar midday as possible to 10 degrees, so you're maximizing the power of the solar panels. The ones at Lucerne Elementary Secondary School is almost perfect to solar midday.
We had a whole week to do it, but we finished setting out most of the solar panels in about 3 days.
Setting up solar panels is actually not as hard as it looks. There's 142 panels about. It took us 3 days to set up 142, but the wiring took a lot longer, which it will.
And then it was a matter of our IT department actually working to make sure that our teachers had access to all the data that was coming from the solar panels and around our electricity usage. And now, starting in September, our math teacher, who teaches in 2 cohorts, grade 7, 8, 9, and grade 10, 11, and 12, he's going to be incorporating that data and having students actually track it so that we can understand the fluctuations of the seasons and how it impacts our energy usage and how much energy is coming into the building, how much energy is going out, and how that affects district operations.
Each panel has a power rating of 250 watts at maximum power output. One of those panels could run your fridge for its entire lifespan.
The amount of solar panels on Lucerne School is enough to power 4 different homes in the summertime and about 2 in the winter.
Solar energy is obviously the most abundant renewable energy source on our planet, and there's endless possibilities that you can do with solar energy in general. And so, I don't know, I just think it's really cool that Nakusp Elementary School has a cool little piece of solar technology on its roof.
I think it's a great thing to be role models in the community, to say that we're doing our part by showing that it is worthwhile to put solar panels on a roof. It pays for itself over time.
You sell it back to BC Hydro and they give you a credit, so it's deducted off of your power bill.
The interesting thing about a project like this is that it is so engaging for students, and they're learning on so many different levels, and then they're bringing that learning back to the classroom.
I like the project because it's more hands-on and you get to go out and see and do what you're actually talking about in class instead of, oh, here it's on paper, you should just understand because it's on paper.
One of the other great pieces is that it's modeling sustainability. It's helping students to understand that what they do has an impact on the environment, and they get to understand that big picture.
It's just to see the future of power, really, and just to see where things are going. And now that the price of solar is going down, it's a viable option for power.
So the great thing about having them actually do real world projects is their understanding of this is how I need to communicate. These are the kinds of questions that people are going to be asking. This is what an average workday looks like in the real world. These are the kinds of things I need to be prepared to do, getting there on time, making sure I have all of my equipment, doing paperwork when I need to get that paperwork done and what's the deadline, making sure that everybody's working together and nobody's left behind so that all of the pieces of the project are working and getting done in a timely fashion.
And it was a lot of work, but it was actually pretty fun.
We just worked really well as a group. We knew what we had to do, and we were able to make the experience fun, fast, and enjoyable.
Well, the hours were from 7 till 4 most of the days, which you didn't really mind once you were up here in the morning because it was nice and cool, but in the afternoons you got a little sluggish, but after that you felt accomplished because you knew you set up these solar panels on the roof and you're helping.
I think if that's the students that are coming out into the real world's going to be looking pretty good.